through. So, to begin with, first part of today, we're going to presume that you've done your cardio, whether it's been a brisk walk, an easy jog. I know I said no equipment, but if you want to go for a cycle ride, you're absolutely welcome to do that. Now what we're going to do is move on to the resistive component. So what we've got, as I say, 5 exercises, 30 seconds for each exercise, and then we're going to repeat that 4 times. So it takes a total of approximately, give or take, 10 minutes. Okay, so essentially what we've got first of all is a squat. So 30 seconds of squat. I am going to continue to move around into different positions with this so that you can actually see what part of the body's moving first. In this instance, it's all about the hips, and we're trying to keep the back nice and flat. We're about halfway through on that one, and come back round to the front again. So this time you can see that the feet are about hip width apart, and again we're keeping the chest nice and high. Got about 7 seconds on this one, and we're down into push-up mode. Okay. Now with the push-ups, there are lots of variations that you can do on those. We're down now from sort of box push-up, which is this, through to 3/4, which is this, through to your full, which is this. So we're going to carry on with 30 seconds from now on this one. So we're there. And what we're aiming to do is to try and keep, if we can, leading with the chest and keeping the chin slightly pointing forward so that we don't end up with the head doing all the work. So we're nice straight lines through the ankles, knees, hip and back. I've got about 10 seconds, I reckon. I'm closing in on 5 now. And that's just about your 30 seconds. And as I say, remember, you can do any of those variations on that. Now we're going into curl up. So the idea with the curl up is that we keep the lower back firmly in contact with the mat. We'll focus forward, and then we're just going 30 seconds. Now again, to make this harder or easier, you can either have hands across the chest, which is a little bit easier, or you can have the hands out here, which increases the leverage and makes it a bit more challenging. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Just about 10 seconds to go. Okay, on 3, 2, 1. Now, with the next one, the lunge, key thing with this, and we'll do it on the 30-second bit, is you start with the feet about hip width apart. We step backwards, so you notice that we're still staying hip width apart, and we lead down with the knee, and we keep ourselves nice and tall. And we stay hip width apart throughout, but alternate the lunges so you get balance on both legs. Now I'll turn sideways on this one so you can see this again. Feet about hip width apart, we're back, lead, first part of the body moves that rear knee, so we're leading down with that, we step in, we step back, we're down, we're up, we're in. We're back, down, up and in. There's your 30 seconds on that, and now we're coming down into plank mode. The key thing with this, again, is trying to maintain a nice flat back on this. So 30 seconds is actually quite a long time for this if you're doing it properly. I know you'll see things that people doing sort of 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 minutes. But the key thing is not to overwork the deeper tummy muscles, because then what actually happens is that a lot of other muscles take over the movement and you're not really hitting your target area. So we're just going to keep that there for once we've been lost track of time on that one. I reckon maybe about another 10 seconds. Keeping it there nice and steady through 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So that's your first block done. Nice and simple like that. 2.5 minutes all the way through. Just going to run through that one again. So we'll start with our squats. So we've got 30 seconds of a nice controlled squat. And again, we'll turn it round, through. And you'll notice that I'm leading with the hips. Hands are just coming out as a little bit of a counterbalance. We're trying to keep the chest nice and high and the back nice and flat. About halfway through. Just going to turn around to the front again so you can check your position. That's it, so we're leading through, nice and steady. Good stuff. And there's your 30 seconds on that one. So we're back down in the push-up mode again. So choose whatever variation you want, and then we're back in the 30 seconds. So from where we are, leading down. And we're trying to look at the timer. Put the clock in the wrong place. It's not ideal. Again, I reckon we've got about 10 seconds left on this one. Keep trying to grab a crafty look at the clock. Then think 3, 2, and 1. And that one. We're spinning back round into our ab work again, so you can see that we're actually breaking it up a little bit. So we're not doing all the leg work or all of the strength work all in one go. So we've got about 30 seconds on this. Again, the key thing is, and I'm hoping you can see this from where you are, is the pelvis kicking backwards into the mat through. Okay, 10 seconds, I think. I really do have to give myself a little sounding timer, I think, for the 30-second bit. Okay, now from there, we're back up into lunge mode again. I'm going to start this one sideways first. So we're trying to keep tall. We step back. First part of the body to move is the rear knee, and then we're in. So we're back, down, up, and forward. Back, down, up, and forward. So everything's happening behind to begin with. Just helps keep pressure off the knee joint a little bit. Through there, and we're nice and tall. There we go. There's your 30 seconds on that. So we're now back down into plank mode again. Put the watch in the right place this time. And we're looking for 30 seconds. Try to keep the breathing nice and relaxed. Elbows are slightly wider than hips, so about shoulder width apart. Abs are nice and tight again. And we're focused very much on the breathing. Nice and controlled. Don't be surprised if you start to feel the tummy shaking a little bit, and if you get in trouble with the plank and you feel that your back's giving way, don't be afraid to drop the knees down and get into what we call a 3/4 plank. Okay, so we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, there's your 30 there. That's round 2. Done and dusted. Okay, back to round 3. So again, we're going to start with the squat. 30 seconds. Nice and controlled. Now you can imagine if you've done your 20-minute cardio directly before this, if you're finding this challenging at the moment, it's going to be significantly more so if you've been for a brisk walk or a jog or a cycle ride directly before. But you must remember that with the cardio, it's all about keeping it at a level of intensity where you could just about hold a conversation. What we don't want you doing is caning yourself on the cardio at this stage. Okay. And the reasons for that will become obvious as the sessions unfold. Okay, we're back in push-up mode again. We've got 30 seconds of either full push-up or you can of course drop it down into the box or 3/4 if you wish. So trying to keep this nice, straight lines. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, and there's your 1. Back round into the ab work again. So from where you are, trying to keep pelvis down, hands across, coming forward. So your focal point at all times is looking forward. If you drop your head back here, you're going to find there's a lot of pressure on the neck. So if you can, try to focus on pressing the pelvis into the floor and you're looking directly forward all the way through. Okay, through 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we've got our lungey bit again. So again, from the side, nice and tall, we're up and down. We take it back, we take it down, we bring it back up. Take it back, and then up. There we go. Nice and steady. 20 down, just 10 to go. Almost there. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, there's your 30, and then just to finish off, we've got our plank again. 30 seconds, nice straight lines, and again, focus on the breath. So the abs are tight, there's a little squeeze of the glutes if you can, the feet are about hip width apart, weights through the toes and the forearms, none of this kind of locking hands in the middle if you can, and you're just on halfway. Nice and steady. Final 8 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now unless I've lost count, that's 3 times through, so we've got the final one to go. We're going to start with our squats again. We're down and then up. And again, going to turn sideways, just so you can see that we're leading with the hips. We're keeping the back flat. Trying to keep the chest nice and high. And the backside leads away. From the front, we've got that nice, controlled lift and lower movement as the knees stay about hip width apart. Would you believe it, the phone goes off again, 30 seconds. You can vary this up because it makes it a lot more challenging depending on where you put your hands. And then we're down to start our 30 seconds for the 4th time. So trying not to keep dipping the head. Apologies if I'm actually doing that. It's one of those kind of things, you know how it should be done, but doesn't always pan out that way. It's one of the benefits of actually having mirrors in the gym. You can actually see what you're doing relative to what you should be doing. Okay, I've got 5 more on that. 3, 2, and there's your 1. Okay, we're back round into the ab work again. So we're making sure that lower back's down. 30 seconds. Off we go. Nice controlled lifting lower, so the pelvis is firmly in contact with the floor as you come up and down. There was a clicker falling out of my pocket, one that doesn't work. Okay, on 3, 2, 1. Now, from there, we've done your ab work, so we're back up into lunge mode again. So this time I'm going to show you from the front. So the feet are about hip width apart, we're standing tall, we step back, rear knee folds in under us, and then we're back up. We're down, we're up. By doing it this way, we're making sure that all the work is actually kept in the glutes and the hamstrings and the quads, and the minimum amount of risk to the knees. Now I want to say that's 30, but I think I've missed the count on that one, so we'll keep going a little bit longer. On 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then from there we're back down into plank mode again for the final time. 30 seconds. From there, again, if you can, forearms about shoulder width apart, so we've got nice parallel lines. Abs are pulled in tight, glutes are tight, hips are tight, abs are tight, feet are about hip width apart. And we keep the breathing as relaxed as you can. About another 10 seconds on this one, guys. Okay, and there we go. So that's basically 10 minutes, 5 exercises, 30 seconds each, and then we put it into sort of 4 circuits. As you progress through, when we bring those exercises in a little bit further down the line, you'll find that instead of doing time, we'll go for repetitions, and instead of doing sort of a 10-minute hit as we've done now, that'll increase to 20 minutes, but the cardio will come down accordingly. So you will notice some key variables in terms of the duration and the intensity as we put it together in a structure to allow you to get adequate recovery between each of the sessions. So hope you enjoyed that one, guys, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
See you then.